a very warm welcome to Times Now. We are joining you live from the newsroom. First up, let's begin with the suspense that has gripped the entire country. Who is going to be the Chief Minister of Delhi? After 27 long years, the BJP has finally come to power in the national capital. And the Chief Ministerial phase, one of the most significant decisions that the BJP will be making, will be out in exactly 90 minutes from now. A very crucial meeting of the BJP is going to be taking place, after which it will be revealed who the Chief Minister of Delhi is going to be. We have an inside scoop on what are the discussions that are going on within the BJP camp, what are the factors that are going to lead to the decision on the Delhi CM. All of that and much more. First up, listen in to what the BJP president from Delhi said. Virendra Sachdeva saying that he himself is not aware of who the Delhi CM is going to be, but he said this evening it is confirmed that we are all going to know who the CM will be.
प्रेक्षक आ रहे हैं 7 बजे, वो बैठक लेंगे, उसके बाद आपको नाम बताएंगे। पर जानकारी नहीं है, जैसे आएगी मैं बताऊंगा आपको।
आपको लगता है कि सेलिब्रिटीज को भी इनवाइट किया गया है क्या इस इवेंट में?
नहीं, ऐसी कोई सेलिब्रिटी नहीं।
So let's tell you who the probables are. There are discussions that are still taking place. So let's tell you who are the biggest names that are in the running for now. Parvesh Verma, no prizes for guessing. That's the first name in the probables list. He's a giant slayer. He defeated Arvind Kejriwal from the New Delhi constituency. And since 1998, the Delhi CM has always been from this constituency, the New Delhi constituency, which is why there are speculations that he could be the pick for the BJP. There are a few things that work for him, including the fact that he is a Jat leader. The BJP does not have a prominent Jat leader in the national capital. It could have an influence in neighboring UP as well as Haryana as well. So that's one probable. But that's not it. There are other names as well that are doing the rounds, including Rekha Gupta. Now, the BJP will want to send out a message that we want a woman chief minister in the national capital. Currently, the BJP does not have any woman CM. Apart from that, previously Delhi has seen Atishi as the chief minister. So the BJP wanting to send out a message that we want a strong leader who will be a woman chief minister from the state. And what works for her is the fact that she is from the Bania community, a community which has backed the BJP. But from the very same community, there are also speculations that Vijender Gupta could also be picked, another veteran leader of the BJP. So he has been with the party, has an RSS backing as well. That's what works for him. But apart from these three leaders, there are speculations that Ashish Sood could also be picked as the chief minister. And let's tell you why and what could work in his favor. Considering that the chief minister in Delhi, the powerhouse in the national capital, could have an impact in the neighboring states as well. He being a Punjabi, in Punjab as well, the BJP could exert its influence. That's the reason why Ashish Sood could be one of the favorites. Now, apart from that, there are a few others as well who are currently considered the dark horses, but there is a likelihood that they could be picked as well, including Jitendra Mahajan, who could be picked by the BJP. But remember, with the BJP, you never know. It could be somebody that you've never heard of, you'd never expect, and it could be a complete surprise pick who would be picked by the BJP. Let's tell you the last name in the probable list is Shikha Roy. She defeated Saurabh Bharadwaj, another woman leader. The BJP wanting to give out a message that women will also be playing an important role in politics. So that's the messaging as far as the BJP is concerned. We took you through the names of the probables. These are, of course, all in the realm of speculation. So let's go across to my colleagues Pragya as well as Mohit, who are joining us from the BJP office. Pragya, a lot of excitement, a lot of speculations on who the next chief minister could be. There are so many questions, pros, cons, all of it being discussed. In about 90 minutes from now, we'll know who the chief minister of Delhi is going to be. What's happening there on the ground?
Absolutely right, and the excitement is quite palpable, and you know, everyone is asking who is the CM, and everyone has their own guesses as well. And you know, when you speak about dark horses, as we inching towards the announcement of the Delhi CM's name, you know, there are other names like Karnail Singh has been also added to the dark horses name, and you know, there are so many probables name, but it is up to the top brass and the BJP who they choose Delhi to be, you know, to the Chief Minister of Delhi. And in fact, one of the key point is that they would want someone who will work and who the spotlight would be on the work and not on the CM's face. And this is exactly the sentiment. There are, probable names like Pravesh Verma and Rekha Gupta. Two names have been discussed in the parliamentary board in the morning as well. As our sources have told us, these are highly reliable sources who have told us. But apart from that, there are others named. RSS too has a say in who will become the Delhi CM. So all of that put together, I think it is now, time that we should wait for the legislative party meeting that will start at around 7 p.m. And the two observers, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad and Mr. O.P. Dhankad, both will be there with the name of the Chief Minister, and everyone is keeping a very, very close watch on who the name would be and what envelope they would be carrying and whose name is going to be in that envelope.
Okay, all right. Very buzzing there at the BJP headquarters. Of course, our newsroom is also buzzing and speculations are rife on who the Chief Minister could be. Times Now will be the first to break it to you as and when the decision is announced by the BJP. But preparations are already in place. Now, the name of who the Chief Minister would be has not been announced yet, but the preparations are going on in full swing. Let's get you a ground report. My colleague Isha joining us with a ground report on the preparations that are in place for the grand oath-taking ceremony.
Lotus has bloomed in the national capital after 27 years. The national capital is going to get a new chief minister after 12 years. Currently, we're reporting from Ramleela Maidan, and this is the same historic Ramleela Maidan from where India Bloc allies around last year had come together here before the Lok Sabha polls to do a show of strength rally. In fact, this is the time that the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party had joined hands to fight against the BJP. That is something that they could not do in the Delhi polls, but you can see that preparation is currently underway for the chief ministerial swearing-in ceremony, which will take place here at the Ramleela Maidan. It is being stated that the swearing-in will happen around 4:30 p.m. tomorrow.
So we gave you a sneak peek into the preparations that are taking place, everything being ready there for the grand ceremony tomorrow. But who's going to be present in this ceremony? As has now become the tradition for the BJP or for the NDA, any oath-taking ceremony will have, of course, the Prime Minister in attendance, the Union Home Minister in attendance, and all the union ministers in attendance, apart from the NDA chief ministers, all in attendance in the national capital. In Delhi, of course, it's a very, very special moment because the BJP is returning to power after 27 long years. So it's going to be a big show of unity, a big show of strength, and we're going to see all of them in attendance. Let's go across to Mohit joining us. Mohit, a lot of preparations are in place, even though there could be that suspense of who the Chief Minister is going to be. The preparations, on the other hand, are going on in full swing, and we understand that the NDA Chief Ministers will all be in attendance, as has now become, of course, the tradition for the BJP that with the oath-taking ceremony, we're going to see all the NDA Chief Ministers in attendance. What are the details?
Well, yes, in fact, but first of all, in some time from now, we'll get to know that who exactly would be the Chief Minister of Delhi. Now, right now, we are reporting from the BJP office here at Pant Marg. The office is completely decked up, and you can see that how in some time from now, the MLAs will start arriving at this particular place, and the meeting will take place shortly from now, and we'll get to know that who exactly would be the Chief Minister. The supporters of BJP have also been called in, and you see the music, the band over here is being also brought in to welcome the MLAs over here. Sir, क्या बजाएंगे आज? क्या आज बड़ा दिन है? क्या बजाएंगे? क्या बुला रहे हैं?
मैं शहनाई बजा रहा हूँ जी। हाँ, उसमें बजाएंगे बनारसी धुन।
तो थोड़ा बजाइए जरा, आज बड़ा दिन है यहाँ पे थोड़ा। कितनी खुशी है आपको? कितनी खुशी हो रही है? क्या कहेंगे? नाच रहे हैं। Today you see various colors from all across Delhi have come over here, and the band, the dhol, everything is here to welcome the MLA because it's a big day for the BJP. the exile of around 27 years is coming to an end, and perhaps that is why massive preparations have been made over here, and in some time from now, the MLAs will start arriving over here. Now, tomorrow is the big day when the grand swearing-in ceremony will take place from the top leaders of the BJP, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah, and other senior leaders will be part of this meeting. All the NDA rule states chief ministers, deputy chief ministers will be part of this particular meeting. They all have been invited. Around 35,000 people will come for this oath-taking ceremony. There will be cultural programs all over. There will be musical performances, and it will be a grand swearing-in ceremony, given the fact that now after 27 years, the exile of BJP has ended. Back to you.
Okay, all right, Mohit, we'll continue coming back to you for those updates. Pragya as well, of course, in the next 90 minutes as the build-up begins. The decision is going to be taken in the legislature party meeting of the BJP. The leaders have already started arriving, and we'll continue going back to our reporters for those updates. But for the moment, let's shift our attention to Karnataka, where the mood is completely different from what we just witnessed in the national capital. In Karnataka, there's some trouble brewing. Is the Khatakat model or the guarantee model getting too much for the Congress party? Time and again, we've seen the MLAs, the Deputy Chief Minister himself coming out to say it's becoming a burden. Now we have in the latest an admission coming in from within the Congress party that some of these disbursements have not even been given to the beneficiaries. In fact, one of the leaders of the Congress party has now come out to say these are not salaries, they will be given on time. Listen to it.
ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮಾರು 2,60,000 ಜನ ಗ್ರಾಹಕರಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ತಿಂಗಳು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದು ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಡಿಲೇ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು. ಅದು ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕಂತಿದೆಯಾ? ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಾದ ಕೂಡ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ರೆಕ್ಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಇದೇ ತಿಂಗಳು ಸಂಬಳ ಟೈಪ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾವು ಮಾರ್ಚ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದು. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಚೀಫ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಇದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಕೊಡದಿರೋ ಒಂದು 10 ದಿವಸ 15 ದಿವಸ ಡಿಲೇ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾರಣ.
Now, KG George coming out to say that these are not salaries. Even if not now, then it will be paid later. Can you imagine the plight of the beneficiaries who are waiting for these disbursements to come in from the government? Remember, recently, the Karnataka Deputy Chief Minister, D.K. Shivkumar, had also admitted that, yes, for the last 3 months, the disbursements have not taken place, but he did assure that it will be taking place soon. Listen in to this admission.
ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಗೃಹಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿನೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇದಾಗಿದೆ.
ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ, 3 ತಿಂಗಳಿಂದ ಗೃಹಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅನ್ನಭಾಗ್ಯದ್ದು ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಖಂಡಿತ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾತು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ವಿ ಮಾತಂತೆ ನಿಲ್ತೀವಿ.
ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಗೃಹಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿನೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇದಾಗಿದೆ.
ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ, 3 ತಿಂಗಳಿಂದ ಗೃಹಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅನ್ನಭಾಗ್ಯದ್ದು ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಖಂಡಿತ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾತು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ವಿ ಮಾತಂತೆ ನಿಲ್ತೀವಿ.
Now, let's tell you what this is costing the exchequer and why we see time and again the Karnataka leaders coming out to admit that, yes, this is becoming a big burden. Remember the schemes that have been introduced in Karnataka, including for women, 2,000 rupees for the women head of the family. And look at the amount that it costs the exchequer, over 17,000 crores. That's what it is costing the taxpayers. Apart from that, the Annabhagya scheme, which is 10 kgs rice to the people, and that is going to cost the exchequer 10,000 crore rupees. So look at the burden that it's having on the state exchequer, which is why the Karnataka government and the leaders time and again come out to say that this is getting too much. On the other hand, we also have the Griha Jyoti scheme, which is 200 units free electricity to every household, and that is also costing the exchequer 9,000 crore rupees. Similarly, the Shakti scheme, which is the free bus scheme, which time and again some of the leaders from within the Congress party have also criticized. Look at what that cost the exchequer, 2,800 crore rupees. And the Yuva Nidhi scheme, which is the unemployment scheme for unemployment, which again costs 250 crore rupees. So look at the cost that it is having on the state exchequer, which is why there are these concerns. Now, a lot more to talk about. For now, it's time for us to slip into a very quick break here, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.